It was rare to remember past life, but Agnar guessed he was just lucky. Or maybe he was also unlucky. In his previous life, he'd been a knight. He had a brown and white horse and a sword. From a very young age, he'd been trained to fight the demon's army. He'd grown up with stories of the horror of the demon, and the most fragile were the tale of the demon's royal family. But Agnar also met the demon princess. It was clear day and he'd been allowed to play in the wood. He'd climbed a tree and was hanging from a long branch when a brown-haired girl his age wandered by below him. Agnar dropped to the ground behind the girl. The brunette turned and Agnar was treated to the girl's beautiful eyes. Agnar learned the girl's name was Lilith, and they agreed to play in the wood together once a week. Then 1 year later, Agnar noticed the horn has begun to stick up from his friend's fluffy hair. Lilith, why do you have horn? He asked. The smile from Lilith's face melted off in an instant. She shook her head. If I tell you, you will hate me. And that was that. Agnar didn't ask again, and Lilith didn't bring it up anymore. As teen rather than playing their childish game together, they sat in the sun and talked. Eventually, Lilith confessed her feeling romantic to Agnar, and happily, Agnar accepted the confession. From then on, they cuddle in the shade of a big tree. There one lazy day, when they were both over probably 19 years old, Agnar had the bad news. My parents found a girl and they want me to marry her. They had known something like this will eventually happen for them. Just remember, I love you. Lilith has curled into her lover's side a little more. A few months later, there was more bad news happen to their relationship. They're planning a raid on the demon castle. I've been choosing to lead the charge. The day of the attack, Agnar woke up with a feeling that be his loss. His wife had kissed him on the cheek and told him to be safe, to come back to her again. Agnar mumbled out a vague reply and left. They made it into a castle, into the throne room, but Agnar was the only one left there. And standing in the middle of the room was Lilith. He'd know his lover were demon. With her horn, they couldn't be doll, but a princess. Agnar, I was hoping you'd be the one to kill me. Her expression was so calm, so serene. Agnar shook his head. No, I can't do this to you. There was always going to happen, love. We could never be together. You had to know that. Just kill me. Get it over with. Go home with your wife. Be happy forever. Agnar replied. But I can't be happy without you. Tears began to spill over onto Agnar's chest. But slowly the knight walked forward to stand before the princess. He leaned up and pressed one last kiss to Lilith's lips. Then stabbed the demon princess in the back. The sword went through his back, out his chest, into Agnar's chest, and out of the knight's back. A small, sad smile grew on Lilith's face. As they fell back, she cupped Iwazumi's cheek so she could look into his eye one more time. Perhaps in the next life, we'll meet again, we whispered together. Perhaps we can fall in love one more time in another life. But what happened after that? Agnar didn't know, since he was dead. But he looked down at Lilith, who was sleeping peacefully on his chest. He guessed he should just be grateful that they've been allowed to meet again, that they've been allowed to fall in love again, and this time they'd stay together. The end.